The thing I'm worried about is not AI, it's what people might do with AI. I think if there's parallels in this movie to Star Wars in any way, it's not so much Rogue One, it's more from having watched Star Wars a million times as a kid. Like when I'm speaking English to you now because my parents spoke English to me, and it's like when all you watch is Star Wars, when you get to make a film, you speak Star Wars, right? Like that's your vocabulary to speak with as a filmmaker. I think the thing I learned is what George Lucas did so brilliantly with Star Wars. If this is the timeline of mankind, he went 1,000 years into the past and took this, and 1,000 years into the future, he took this, and he put them together, and he left the middle. Like, so he left today, and there's no today in Star Wars, right? It's just the past, like mythology and religion and spirituality, and then spaceships and robots, and you put those together, and it's very effective, like these contrasting ideas. And I think if you look around the world, the place where that exists the most is in Southeast Asia. You can go to a city like Bangkok or Tokyo or, Hong Kong, and you have a metropolis that's like Blade Runner, and then suddenly you go left or right down an alley and down the street, and there's a temple and a Buddhist monk, and that contrast is like Star Wars to me. And so I just really wanted to set a movie in that part of the world. So like normally on a big movie, like a big Hollywood film, science fiction film, you're lucky to get away from the studio like a handful of times. Like on Star Wars, we went to Jordan, the Maldives, a few other locations, and that was it. And they were very successful when we did it. And so I was like, I want to make a whole film like that. And so on this movie, in Thailand alone, we went to 80 different locations, 80. And every day was a new location. Like we never went back. And the movie is this sort of rich journey of like constant imagery and places. And I really wanted the film to have that. We get a lot of credit for world building, in science fiction, but it's really a cheat because you just go to the world and it's there. You know what I mean? And it's so rich and beautiful, and there's so many details that you just film it, and then afterwards you change about 20%. Like again, George Lucas sort of discovered with Star Wars, if you change too much, it's Flash Gordon or something else, right? So just about 20–30%, and then it feels real. So not everything. So there are things in the movie, and I love that combination of, if you stand in Vietnam or Thailand, you'll see an electric car, and then right next to it you'll see a scooter from the 1970s. And I just love the idea of robots on these old scooters and things like this, and we tried to put that all in the movie, and that strange contrast,
AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it, or they win.
It's easy to blame AI at the moment for these problems we foresee coming, but it's like blaming a computer for what someone writes on the internet. It's it's always a person that misuses this technology. And so I feel like the thing I'm worried about is not AI, it's what people might do with AI, It's you can't prevent and hold back these amazing tools that could really help people around the world because someone's gonna be bad with them. Do you know what I mean? We have to be careful and everything. I think there'll be problems, A thing I like to say is that if I said to you, okay, we're gonna have AI, but every year, the problem is every year in America, AI will kill 40,000 people. You would say, no, you can't have it. And it's well, we do. It's a car, right? A car kills 40,000 people a year in America. But we keep the car because the advantages are so good, right? No one wants to give up a car. And the advantages of AI are going to be very strong. And so I don't know how bad it would have to be for us to stop. It's going to get very interesting, and I don't think anyone really knows the answer.